it's Andrea from The Art of Journaling here, and I'm sitting out on a beautiful spring day on my front veranda, and probably the wind is starting to pick up, so I hope you can hear me okay. I'm here today to talk about the limbic lobe of our brains, and I want to start though with a verse from the ancient scriptures, from Psalm 139, and it says, in verse 14, it says, "I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth." So that's verses 14 and 15 from Psalm 139. We are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that includes our brains. And I just love the fact that we have a central part to our brain called the limbic lobe. And I want to tell you a little bit about the limbic lobe because it's so critical when it comes to mental and emotional support. It's kind of the deepest part of us, and some people who don't believe in God as a creator talk a lot about the limbic lobe being our primeval flight or fight response, our dinosaur brain, they call it all sorts of things. But basically, it's the central part of our brain that controls a lot of the automatic things that happen. So you don't have to think to yourself, I should breathe. It just happens. And your blood pressure and a lot of things which are intimately woven with your emotional state. So let's have a little look at the limbic lobe, and we're going to unpack this over future posts as well. I will post in the notes of this video a photo that I will take out of the Essential Oils Desk Reference Guide that shows you where in the brain the amygdala and the hippocampus sit, which are part of the limbic lobe. And I'll find an image of the limbic lobe. But basically think central to your brain, very, very internal, well protected, which is interesting. God wants to protect that part of our brain. So he's put the motor cortex and the cerebellum and other parts of the brain around it. Scientists have studied to understand the neural basis of emotion. They've actually discovered that the limbic system of the brain plays a vital role in interpreting and channeling intense experiences, particularly memories of fear or trauma. So interestingly, the two parts of the limbic lobe that play a major role in emotional processing, the amygdala and the hippocampus, are located within less than an inch of the olfactory nerve, which is the nerve that we smell with. Okay, so when we smell something through our nose, it goes up through the olfactory nerve, through the olfactory bulb, and into the brain. Actually, within 3 seconds. So you want to change your mood rapidly, smell something. And obviously, I believe that that's why God has given us essential oils, because they can change our emotional state as well as our physical state. So less than an inch from the olfactory nerve. Olfaction, or smell, is the sense that is physically the closest to the limbic system structures. So it's involved in experiencing emotion and emotional memory, and the hippocampus, which encompasses the memory of both our working memory and our short-term memory. So this gives you an idea of how closely linked the sense of smell is to emotion and memory. In 1989, researchers agreed that the amygdala, one of several structures within our cerebral cortex, plays a major role in storing and releasing emotional trauma, and that aromas have a profound effect in triggering those responses. So I'm not going to go into a lot of the details here, other than to say you can change your mental state simply by smelling something. And we'll be talking about other ways to change your mental state in the next little while. But using oils to relax yourself if you're agitated and uptight, or to motivate yourself if you're lethargic and feeling like it's just too hard, which is a bit what's happening in the world at the moment. So one of the oils that I'm going to talk about later in the week comes in the mindfulness collection from Young Living. It's actually called Awaken. So you can imagine what that one's for, and we'll cover off on that. But yeah, for now, just understand we are incredibly wired. Our nervous system includes our brain, our central nervous system includes our brain and our spine, and our brains really are fearfully and wonderfully made. Celebrate who you are today. Bye for now.